What's going on, self, YouTube, TikTok, me and myself and I and whoever else that's real that watches this. All the real souls out there, you know. Where do I want to start this video? Should I talk about triality? The rock I painted back in the day. Didn't even know about triality. But should I talk about observing the self, observing the observer? Maybe. Let's talk about frequency, energy. Because I got a telecom test to take tomorrow. And not gonna lie, because we've had enough lies being told to us. But it's not that I don't want to work. It's not that I don't enjoy working, that I can't handle working. I've done so many things. And I have a lot more things to do, more things to learn, you know. But it's something about doing stuff for money, having to do stuff for money. Like, it's so, like, it's just corrupt. It's just corrupt. Like, the fact that we need money, you know, but it's only because we're so lost and so in such a low vibration. And I kind of hate that. Well, I don't hate, but I dislike that I contribute to the destruction of the world, pretty much, in a way, because there's a lot of frequencies in the air. You know, you got the radios playing 440 hertz, which is supposed to be set at 432, so we can, you know, actually have some cellular regeneration and, you know, stuff like that. But power, if you take that P away and you put an L in the front, you know, it keeps you in a low vibration. That's why it's the third chakra, you know, it's the solar plexus, you know, the powerhouse, you know. And I kind of wonder if the cell, the single blood cell itself, like, if you could, I'm almost wondering if, like, you could attach chakras to that, like the mighty mitochondria, you know, that's a powerhouse of the cell, you know. But genetically speaking, you know, we got telomeres and caps and all that type of shit. And dormant genes that need to be awakened. I'm glad we're in the age of information and shit like that. That's pretty cool to me. At the same time, it's kind of frustrating because, you know, like, where did it come from? Was it the whole, you know, like, I know things. Timelines and shifts and shit like that, you know, like, I really don't want to talk about law too much. I mean, but it's kind of like land, air, and water, so I kind of have to include it. But, and, you know, the politics of it all, you know, how we're voting for basically segregation. And I'm embarrassed to say I live on a planet like this sometimes. I really am. It's a plane. Who knows if it's flat or not? It might be. Might be hollow. Might be all type of stuff. I didn't want to hear that song. I do got a different energy though right now. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The big extra plug. But yeah. back to the music thing. Like, you gotta watch what you listen to, you know, all that there. I listen to a lot of music. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of listen to everything. But I know how to transmute and protect my aura field a little bit more nowadays. It's just, you know, I try not to let people tell me how, you know, to, how to be, how to, you know, how to think. And a lot of people want me to have, I don't know, you know, it's kind of weird. Like, I don't know what everyone else's version of success is, but for me, it's pretty simple. Get some land, plant some fucking seeds, water them bitches, keep your side of the fence green, you know, your grass, your field, water your shit, take care of yourself. I really don't, you know, like, I got this watch on, you know, I like it, you know, yeah, it's shiny or whatever, but yeah, everything that glitter ain't gold. I can't take this shit with me, you know, fool's gold, man, whether it's fake or not, you know. I'm really into, like, copper. I'm into, like, I like energy and shit like that. Now, it's a difference between people that just crave power. Like, if I had powers, I ain't gonna lie, well, not if, but I'm pretty powerful, actually. I'm just learning. I'm remembering things. But maybe this whole thing was created so that no one would remember themselves. Like, because if they did, the truth would hurt too bad. Maybe that's what this is about. Maybe this is about the people that have souls and the people that have either lost it or don't, you know, or just gone too deep into the materialistic world and basically a slave mentality way of thinking. Like, I could talk about so much. I mean, you got ways to choose different paths and stuff like that. Free will is a crazy topic. I'm not gonna get into that right now, but hold on. You got shit. They got the boys in blue. They got the men in black. They got a man in yellow. They got gangs. It's all segregation. You know, it's all because you know, you got energy vampires basically. Like, that's what this shit is. Like, it's irritating, honestly, because it's tough for me to when you don't know people's set intentions, like their actual, like, genuine, authentic intentions, you know, and the plan of their soul, you know. Are you just remembering, you know, or are you trying to are you just on a mission, you know, and just for the flesh, you know. The flesh wants a lot of things, but, you know, soul doesn't need anything, you know. Stillness is what people crave. Realness and seeing where their perspective is, like, basically seeing where you're looking from. That's what people look for, you know, not really what. It's like a where and a how. But that's what makes it tough, because intentions is everything, and when you don't know someone's intentions, you don't know who to trust, you don't know who to turn to, you don't know who to love or talk to, so you go towards self, you know, and then it becomes comfortable, and then it becomes dangerous. A dualistic mindset is dangerous. That's why I chose triality. That's why I chose to be an omnist. I see truth in all religions. I'll be everything, or I'll be nothing. But that's me, though. Syntax to go. Foof.